Everybody. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Hi, Lane and Linda. Welcome. It's been a day already. Oh, thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate it. We have some topics to discuss, right? With summer. I think that I've been putting it off for too long, for sure. And it's time. It's time to talk about what I actually think happened, who is involved, and when do we think that this is going to be solved, and when are we going to find Summer? So let me see if there's anybody else here. I'm doing good. Thank you, Linda, for asking. And I've been trying to get a schedule together, right? Of course. And you know how that goes with me because I am ADHD. So fortunately, I did post an April calendar so that you guys can know, expect, at least some kind of consistency. But I'll make sure to keep you guys updated if anything changes. My husband's business is kind of booming right now, and it's taking up my time right now, which is great. This is great. All right, so let me get started. I was finally listening to Ryan Upchurch because I used to follow him way back in the day and kind of watch his YouTube videos because he was funny, but he's also abrasive, and I don't really tend to like that kind of style. Nor do I really like country music all that much. Not since I was, 12. And I'm in my 30s, so. Hi, Afro. Hi, Jill. So, yeah. I think that he is pretty much summed it up just as perfect as I could imagine, right? I obviously ramble. So, I wanted to go over this little clip that I absolutely 100% remember hearing about Grandma and Hunter and all that good stuff. And I'm going to take notes because I need to do timestamps, time cards going forward. And I haven't done that yet. So, let me get my little handy dandy notepad. Woo! The accountant's nemesis are these because we always lose them after we use them. And then when we need them, they're gone. Hi, Sam. I am MVVP. Okay, so let's get into it because I will just ramble all day long. And please, if you can, join my live at 3:30 Central about Cassie Carley and the custody battle. I have some actual documents. And there's an article that explains from start to finish about what went down during that time. And women need to be empowered, specifically women, but both men and women, I guess, need to be empowered in a sense of what can happen when you have a spouse like Marcus Spinabolo, and it is not uncommon. I can tell you that for sure. So, let's get started. This is, to me, the basics, right? Because Ryan Upchurch, he just kind of came in and out sporadically. This is what I think. Exactly what he's saying is what I've always questioned and what I think can solve this. All right, let's go.
Here's another thing. there was a underage kid named Hunter that was at the swimming hole with them.
He come down here and was standing here. I don't want to get all wet, but he was like standing here and some of his other little.
So in the interviews and stuff, it says that he did not go back to
Hi,
Candace's
Grammy.
house. But there's a text message from the beginning that says he does go to her house. All right, so you know the grandma in the camper, right? This is her text message. Now, it's got a fuck ton of typos in it, but the typo in the first sentence sticks out. It says, now this is the grandma saying, Hun Sum, yeah, you're right, Hun Sum, it's a typo. Hun Sum, I, and Candace, the mom, was planting flowers right before she went missing.
Remember that. Remember the text that she sent True Crimes, or is it Crime Stories Obsessed? Yeah. She said, Grandma texted and said, Hunter, Candace, and I were planting flowers before she got gone. Hi, Superior Dreams. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. So, I remember that. And I don't know why I forgot about those text messages because obviously things keep going on and on and on throughout this case to throw us off. And I was like, damn it, that's right. Grandma said that and she misspelled Hunter, I think on purpose. Maybe it was her way of saying, I didn't say that. That was a typo. I didn't say Hunter. Whatever. Hi, Margaret. Hello from Scotland. Yes. So that was an important thing to always remember, that Grandma said that. She texted. Hunter was there. And I believe that. I believe Hunter was at the house. Now, the only problem is that we don't know what those boys saw. We don't know what the boys know. And we're not going to. But, for them to have been taken out of the house somehow, I think those things are related because of what everybody was saying about the neglect going on. And maybe that's the leverage that law enforcement either has or needs to use about that inappropriate relationship with Candace and being under the influence at the time. That's okay, 12-step, no worries. So let's keep going. This is another good point. Listen.
Well, he was never apparently there. Like, what the fuck? And that's coming from a text message of someone who was there. And there's also someone that says Candace told them that he was at the house during the time.
Candace stuck to her story about dropping Hunter off before returning home with Grandma Candy and
Hi, Jill.
What was told to me is that he did go back with her at the house. I don't know how he got home because that wasn't mentioned to me.
Okay.
Probably Grandma.
So, who was it? Somebody close to the family, or that told you that, or was it?
No, it was Candace.
So Candace told you that Hunter went back to the house that day.
Hunter was with her at the house that day.
Oh my
I believe
God.
that. I
now,
believe that.
if you go watch the interview of the Hunter kid on YouTube, he's yawning excessively over and over and over.
Hi, Emma, I don't know.
On the body language side of yawning over and over and over, and I'm not talking like 4 times, I'm talking
By the way,
like
hi,
30
Emma.
times. When somebody has anxiety or stress, anxiety is hooked to your heart and your respiratory system. So when you are feeling stressed out or feeling high anxiety about something, you're going to get breathlessness. And while you're watching the interview, the Hunter kid even notices it. And he tells the interviewer, he's like, hey, sorry, I'm yawning a lot. I yawn a lot when I'm tired. All right. So Hunter, Candace, the mom, and then the grandma and Summer are in the car. The Hunter kid claims that Don, Summer's dad, calls Candace, Summer's mom, and he's on the phone. Then when she hung up the phone, the Hunter kid asked, what was that about? What did he want? And then Candace apparently told him, oh, there's some creeper by the house, creeping around the house. Now keep in mind, Summer is with them at this fucking moment. Now Summer's dad is calling Summer's mom, saying there's a weirdo by the house who like touches kids and shit. First off, how the fuck does he know? He's at work.
Hola. How the fuck does Don know there's a creeper going on at the house? Now, I always heard that the boys may have called him or they knew about this guy. I've heard so many theories about this creeper around the house. Well, the only people that I know that were sort of around the house was Jackie Dobbs camping over there, either on or near Jody Sue Brown's property, right? Right? And or this drunk guy who kind of has a similar look to Dobson. So, you know, what creeper? What creeper are you talking about? It wasn't Dudley. It wasn't Dudley. Now, Dudley is saying that he never saw Jose there, but apparently Jose was there 3 days before she went missing. So, like I said, I don't think that Dawn and Candace are smart enough to pull this off, obviously. But they have definitely made it so damn confusing, just like any addict I've ever known. They are very good at keeping you going, what? There's so many lies that you're just like, I can't process this shit. My brain's fried. Just like yours, but in a different way. So, the boys are getting put before Candace and Dawn. A guy named Billy. Now, I know there was Jackie Dobbs. Now, when I did my EVP session and all that stuff, there were 2 people involved in this taking her away. At least 2. So, I don't know if that's Dawn and Candace, but it was 2 males. Let's continue.
Don has alibis that says he's at work. You know why? Because he probably was at work. Doesn't mean he don't know something. I mean, he is at work and knows that someone's at his house somehow. I mean, fuck, how does he know that? The grandma's in the car, the mom's in the car, the kid's in the car, Hunter's in the car. Who the hell's around their house to be like, hey, there's a creeper at your house? Trying to look at kids. What?
Her husband calls her talking about this dude named on the property that's been there for like a week or so. She told me they keep stalking other kids.
Now, I believe that was Andy, right? So the drug dealer was Andy, Jody Sue Brown's ex. That was the drug dealer that Candace allegedly texted, it's done, that Hunter saw while going through her phone while she was away. I don't know if that story's true. I'm not sure. My wrench says there was a guy they called Roofing Billy. Oh, yeah, the drunk. I think he was... Yeah, he was the one that would go down there and stay because his wife would kept kicking him out because he was an alcoholic. So I think you're right. I think his name was Billy. He kind of looks like Dobson. Let me get a picture. I remember that guy. That's been so long since I've even thought about that person. What was his name? Billy, right? Yeah. I think his name was Billy. Anyway, I remember him always like, people would always say that he was a drunk that would stay around there because, you know, his wife kicked him out. Anyway, do I think that's the person? No, I don't. I don't believe that whole fucking story. I believe a lot of drunks and a lot of addicts would stay there. Obviously, Jose, Andrew's homegirl, all of them would hang out. So there were 7 fucking people there at one time. Blue van and stayed in shed. Yes, Billy. Okay, thank you. I don't think that was the person. I think it was planned. I agree, Linda. I think that's why Andrew got involved. I think that's why Allie is doing her lying bullshit. I don't believe a word that any of them say. They're all trying to protect their own interests because they, deep down, I think they know that someone they love is capable of either harming and or covering up an accident, because that's the way these people live. So to me, trying to figure out exactly why doesn't really matter anymore, because obviously we know she was neglected. There's a bunch of lies in the alibis. Okay, there's lies coming from each sector. what I think is coming up. And I'll show y'all.
Who's that?
Some dude named
A week.
I have no idea who it was.
Okay. And why did Don call?
I have no idea. He just called. I don't even know if he was working at the time.
Okay.
But if he was working, he obviously wouldn't know that there was some dude looking at the little kids.
So this dude named Don calls Candace.
And tells her about, I don't know if his name is.
And tell me about that conversation.
All I heard was.
And how did you hear it?
I heard because I asked her why he called.
Okay.
The only thing that she told me from the phone call is that there was some dude, whatever it was, just a name.
Okay.
That's all I remember. Is that he's been up on the property for a week or two, trying to, like, I guess she said touch the little kids.
All right, so
Of
if
course.
Don's at work, that's his alibi. Then how the fuck did he know somebody was at the house? Second off, that phone call could have been bullshit, and she could have been using the Hunter kid to say that in front of to have her quote-unquote half-ass alibi. Oh no, I heard him call her and tell her about this guy that was on the property for a week, and he was trying to look at the kids. Well, Hunter goes wherever he goes, and Candace goes back to the house, because that's the thing. It had to be somebody that didn't live there, because everybody else that was in the goddamn car lived there. So really, if you ask me, he could know something, or he possibly don't know jack shit. I do find it weird that on May 27th, this Hunter kid put he's in a relationship, and the banner on his Facebook was him and Candace, and he was asking Candace, the mom, why did Don call you? You know what I mean? So here's the thing. If Don's calling saying, hey, there's somebody around the property, and there's this person that's apparently been there for a fucking week. First off, I ain't gonna let my fucking daughter go any motherfucking where by herself unless I can see her in my visual motherfucking sight, and she's close enough where I can run and beat the fucking shit out of somebody.
Thank
Not
you.
to mention, if your husband just called you and said, hey, there's a creeper at the
Yes.
house trying to fucking touch the kids, he's been there for a
Yes.
week. Well, son of a bitch, if he's been there for a week, why ain't one of y'all shot this motherfucker? Why in the hell are you pulling up, letting your daughter just go to the basement?
You would be chained to me. My children would be literally chained. Not to mention, were the boys alone, allegedly? Because from their story, the boys are alone. We all know that. The boys are alone. Unless Grandma Candace was there, which I believe. Grandma Candace, I believe, was at the house because she never said that you never had proof that she was at the watering hole. We were at the horse stables, I believe. You believe? That's somebody that's trying to remember a story they fucking made up. It's just that simple. Hi, Evil Exists. Hello, welcome. Everybody, please go subscribe if you haven't. We all know who Evil Exists is. Beautiful, nice 1 minute videos. I love it. Let me see what you said. I didn't even know what you said. I'm so excited you're here. Glad to catch you live here. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I know that me and my subscribers definitely love you, and keep them coming. We appreciate your videos that are to the point and makes you think. You know, like I said, I do not watch Ryan Upchurch. I don't. But if you make sense, you make sense, and I'm going to hear you out. And I really appreciate his thought process. He's from the sticks. He would know. He knows how it goes. And I'm from East Texas. So, you know, Candace and Dawn, they're actually a dime a dozen around where I'm at. But they're just really good at hiding their fuck-ups. So, I appreciate him. But I'm gonna look up some more items to show you what I think happened and what kind of triggered her disappearance. I'm gonna let him keep talking.
Well, there's a fucking door down there that leads to the backyard that I can't see at all whatsoever. Then 2 minutes later, the mom comes in and goes downstairs, and the little girl was gone. That means if somebody did take her, they were already there, dude. They were in the fucking house. I mean, shit, that's the perfect time to be there, right? None of y'all are there. Don's at goddamn work. Somebody's there because he knows that somebody's there. Look, man, I'm no rocket scientist, but here's what it sounds like to me. If the little girl got abducted like this, it was planned. And I'll tell you how. So everybody's wondering why this 15-year-old is with Candace and Summer at the swimming hole.
Planned.
Okay,
I agree.
She had to pick him up because he is an alibi that could actually say, yeah, we went here and we went here and we went here. It's not the grandma and not Summer. Because if that kid wouldn't have been there, it would have looked like she was lying even more. So she picks up this 15-year-old Hunter kid. They go everywhere. They do all this stuff, whatever. They go to the swimming hole, go to fucking the Walgreens and yada, yada, yada. They're away from the house. Don is at work. Probably really is at work. He has alibis saying he's at work. Nobody's at their house. So what if while no one's there, while they're out doing this, Don's at work, Don makes this fucking weird call where he's like, oh yeah, there's someone there looking in the woods or whatever. What if they all left for someone to come there and hide in the house? So when Summer went downstairs, snatch, leave, run down that hill, put her into a vehicle, skirt, gone. You don't have to turn around. You ain't got nothing. So
That creates the scent down the hill, down the way. Maybe, well, there was toys and all sorts of Summer stuff everywhere on the yard still to this day, which pisses me off. How disrespectful to do that to your daughter. And lazy. But that would kind of create that scent and that different scent and Summer going down this trail. I don't know, maybe, in my opinion, maybe the reason why they smelled Summer's scent going down that area is because whoever took her, because she was incapacitated, in my opinion, they went down that way. Dogs would not be barking because they know Dawn or Candace or Summer. They know their smell. At a different time, maybe they went down that trail. So they would not be seen by anybody like Jody Sue or other neighbors. Maybe that's why the scent was there for Summer, is because that's how they took her down so nobody would see her. Maybe Candace or Grandis came down that hill at a different time, and got her. Maybe Dawn snatched her. We don't know. But the whole idea that someone just came up on that hill with all them dogs is malarkey. It's malarkey. We don't even have to consider that. We don't. We don't have to consider that. We really don't. You can, but it would be a waste of time. Suzanne says, what if she was taken out of the car where she was sleeping? I don't know. Maybe. The truth seeps through. I get what you mean. Yeah, Evil. I mean, we're going to finish this, and I'm going to show you what I think. But I do agree, Afro. So
somebody did take Summer Wells. It had to be two people. Somebody waiting in the car and somebody waiting in the house. You're not going to snatch a little girl and fucking try to drive a vehicle with her in it. That's not going to work. It'd be too time consuming. It'd be way longer than 2 minutes, especially you grabbing her, getting down there, figuring out your situation while she's yelling. Then you got to deal with that, then get in the car and drive the car off. By that time, somebody had done fucking heard your ass, seen your ass, beat your ass, whatever. Not to mention this mysterious, suspicious truck that the mom, Candace, is talking about after the fact. Why wouldn't you talk about this suspicious truck before the fact? It's only after the fact. And what do you know? It's a red truck. Do you know how many fucking red trucks there are? Plus, who's to say that that's a bull?
And let me tell you something. That, you know how I said that I do, y'all know I'm a medium. If you don't, you do now. And I've done readings from late July and August all the way to now. And I can tell you one thing. 2 males always come up. When I asked, listen to me, y'all. I will play it for you later. I'll re-upload the video. When I asked about Jackie Dobbs and his involvement, I said, was he involved in any way? Guess what? It said yes, a direct yes. I never get direct yeses. I never get that ever. And then it said Toyota. Toyota. It literally said the box, the spirit box said Toyota. I cannot make that up. And so I was like, holy hell. Okay. But there was another man involved. You know who has a red Toyota? Tim Olin. He does. He does. There's lots of red Toyotas, though. And that's what makes it difficult. But is it out of the possibility or the realm that it was Tim? No. Kind of actually makes sense, in my opinion. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty by law. So, hi Barb. Hi. Hi Margaret. Lulu. Hi sweetie. And Skyzy. Carla. Man, I got a good little crowd today. Thank you for being here. With ladder racks. Yeah, Tim's truck, that Toyota actually makes complete sense. Complete sense. All right, let's finish this. I'm rambling.
Bullshit description. What if it's the opposite of what the fuck this person drives? That means that description's a deterrent. You know, I find it awfully fucking weird that when the TBI and shit got there and brought the dogs in, the dogs tracked Summer's scent from her door to the road. Hello? Not to mention going all the way back to when the mom walked in the house and walked down the stairs and freaked out once she seen her daughter was not in that room. Because remember, the neighbor heard the scream. And she said shortly after she heard the scream, she heard the mom yelling, Summer, Summer. How I think about it is, if they know she's an outdoors girl and she likes being outside and she's literally always outside, if the mom walks in the house and walks into the room that Summer's always leaving to go outside, why would you freak out by walking down the stairs just in the room? Because you're acting. It seems like it's dramatized on purpose. Not to mention, if Don, the husband, called Candace, the mom of Summer Wells, and said, hey, there's a creeper around the house. If you're a creeper around the house and you notice nobody's home and you're already a fucking weirdo anyway, why wouldn't you go hide in the fucking house? Yeah. Somebody is full of shit. And I got a feeling the TBI is going to find out who's full of shit pretty soon.
He's a goob. I mean, like, thank you, Ryan Upchurch, like, for explaining it how I want to, but I just, word vomit and what ifs. No, it's really simple. Like, just keep it to the simple facts. These are not geniuses. These are addicts, a felon, a sexual assault, Dawn. Hell, even Candace, if it's true about Hunter, which Andrew states and Allie states, it's possible. Dawn said it did happen. So anyway, we're talking about two people that literally fly by the seat of their pants on a daily basis. I highly doubt that they're this genius to figure out like this plan. They just literally let other people's imaginations just go with it. They went with everybody else's bullshit. When really it's simple, guys. It's really, really, really simple. What do we know about these two people? They're cons. They don't have any children in their possession because they're neglectful. They're addicts. And they're liars. Period. So then you have to think about, okay, when you're coming down off of a binge for 3 days or whatever, you're not taking care of your kids, the only thing that you could do is be your con way. Be the con that you are inside. That goes through the fucking family line on both sides, obviously. And think about it. Have you ever been hungover? One day I was literally hungover. I think it was in September of 2021. And I was like trying to get into that feeling of what those two were thinking. And it was really simple. You just do the most quickest, easiest, fastest, who can I call to help me get rid of my child? And here's what I think is the reason for that. You always have to look, guys. You always look at what's changed. What was the big difference in their lives? That was not the norm. That was not the norm. I would say going to Gatlinburg and going to Wonderworks is a little different and a little weird. The kids didn't even have fucking shoes on. If you've seen those videos, they don't even have proper attire on for someone that does laundry like Candace says she does every other day. Whatever. Okay. That was odd. But the other thing that was odd or different, things were changing, was Summer was going to school. Summer was going to start kindergarten. I'm going to show you how this plays into my theory. So, let's just go to the basics here. You know what the basics are? Hawkins County School enrollment for kindergarten. What you need to know before registering for kindergarten in Hawkins County, Tennessee. You need your birth certificate with the state seal. It could be a copy. Social Security card. Cool. I don't see how that would be a problem. Immunization. Vaccination record of immunization form. You need that. Hi, Deco. Carla. Physical examination. Proof of residency, which the only two that are really big, in my opinion, for them to, is the immunization and physical examination. What did Candace say that right before she went missing, she got her immunizations and all of that stuff ready for enrollment for pre-K. I'm not sure if she was in fact enrolled and ready completely. I have a feeling that this one right here, this one right here is motive. Physical examination. That is motive. When that physical examination may have taken place at the required medical office, that set off alarm bells. That created issues. That created CPS potentially coming and asking some questions. So let's just go down a little bit further. Age requirements to be eligible in the 2018-2019. Your child must be 5 years of age on or before August 15th, 2018. Okay. Immunization requirements. An official Tennessee certificate of immunization is required for entry into school and is only available from a health care provider. Please see our School Health Services website for a complete list of immunization requirements and forms. So let's go take a lookie. Let's take a little peek. Let's see. And I'm so amped up about this because I know deep down that this is a huge possibility, and it makes sense because it's not that uncommon for CPS to be involved, or DCF, whatever you want to call it in whatever state. It's not uncommon for them to get involved after a physical examination for kindergarten is needed. Healthcare providers are obviously mandated reporters. Everybody in the state of Tennessee is. So a lot of people failed Summer and those boys for a very long time, especially Grandis. But they are, when you get a call from a healthcare provider, it's a lot different than when you get a call from, let's say, Jody C. Brown, my neighbor, whatever, or my neighbor, or if it was, somebody else, just somebody random. Healthcare providers are taken a lot more seriously. And I know that for a fact, because I worked for Health and Human Services Commission. So this is just basic stuff. We don't have to get into the crazy theories anymore, guys. Just look at the basics and then question the shit out of Candace about the basics. So let's look and see who is allowed to give these immunization and physical examinations. Let's look at the documents, frequently asked questions, web resources, health documents and forms. TDH new immunization rule parent letter. Let's look at that one. That poor little girl, she didn't stand a chance, and it breaks my heart. Of course, I stayed away from it for a long time because I already know in here and in here. But it's been, 10 months? All right. This is from March 9th, 2010. Beginning July 1st, TDH, Tennessee Department of Health, has a new immunization requirement for children enrolling in childcare and school. All right. Let me see what specifically it says. You have to have a certificate, okay? Vaccines required for school or preschool are just some of the routine vaccines given to all infants and young children. So obviously we know from infancy up to a certain age, you have to have it's a pretty fucking long list of vaccines. And I'm not sure if Summer got the proper vaccines or if they ever took her to get those boosters. We don't know. We just don't. So where do I get the certificate? Healthcare providers will be able to use the new certificate beginning in April. If you pre-register for fall classes, you should bring the new certificate in. So anyway, that was back in 2010. So this hasn't changed. Has not changed. You can find out more about the vaccine requirements at this cdc.gov and healthstatetennessee.us. Oh, it's not found. Go figure. Okay, so it kind of gives you this breakdown. Your tetanus shot, your measles, mumps, and rubella, MMR, hepatitis A, PCV, hepatitis B, HIV, B as in ball. Here it is. Here it is. Very simple stuff. Something tells me this is it. What's an accident report? That's interesting. You were so right. I have wondered how many lawyers, police, and more of the upper people are involved in a ring. No kidding. I'm a very verbal person too. D.co. Okay, that's just a emergency for school form. Oh, medication policy letter. Ooh, evidence of head lice. Maybe she had head lice before she started school, guys. That's why her head was shaved. They said, oh no, this girl has bugs in her hair. We have to have her head clear and clean of head lice for a certain amount of time before she can attend kindergarten. See, your child's hair was examined today, and that was probably part of the physical examination, okay? And that's just the truth. Now, I want to look at the physical examination. I don't know if you have to have a certificate, but I would love to know. I do use my wrench. The health department confirmed Summer was up to date on her vaccines and had her cert for kindergarten. Where did the health department confirm that so that I can look it up and make sure I show everybody Dixie K? That I would really like to know. I would really like to know. Well, that doesn't tell me anything about physical examinations. They just do a quick look. They don't check. Well, if you did a quick look on Summer Wells, you'll see. You'll see that something ain't right. That her teeth are broken and rotting. That she was not taken care of properly. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, obviously. So I really would love to know so that I can tell my viewers the correct information. Dixie, like, where did you see that the health department confirmed it so I can tell everybody? Because I would love to confirm that. Because I haven't. And I could be missing it. So let's look at Reddit. The one on the left with her friend in the front of the camper. She looks sick. It says, I would really like to find, this was 3 months ago, I would really like to find out where Summer was enrolled to start school. Does anyone know who I can contact? It should be public records, right? I doubt it's in public records as to protect children. I would hate to think someone could check online or call someone to locate where a child was enrolled in school. Right? I would hope nothing like that would be public record. Why? They're looking for proof that Summer's disappearance was planned. Hopefully not to protest outside the school or anything like that. Don't think it would be a good idea. So here's Balthazar B. Posted a link. Oh, I remember this link. Yep. Hawkins School prepares for student parental anxiety over Summer Wells' disappearance. Thank you, Dixie. I appreciate it. Because I haven't seen it. All right, so this is the article that states, a lot of people are having anxiety about Summer disappearing, and maybe the kids are kind of afraid that might happen to them, and parents might even be afraid that there's somebody snatching children. So this one says 5-year-old Summer at the time. Summer Wells was enrolled in kindergarten at Joseph Rogers Primary School and was scheduled to attend her first day on August 9th. Now, that doesn't mean that she had all of her certifications, immunizations, and stuff. I mean, that's what Candace says, but we don't know that for a fact. But that just because you're scheduled to start school on August 9th, Summer Wells was going to attend her first day there, does not mean that she was ready in a sense of all of the paperwork. We don't know that. Candace said so. We don't know. I wonder when the picture of Summer and her friend was originally taken. Yeah, I don't know. Summer's appearance changed drastically in 6 months. Yeah, and I have some theories on that. But I don't think it's appropriate yet. Grammy H. They are not going to release her health record information. I would hope not. So they formulated a plan to speak to these children who are anxious and these parents, of course, right? So this school psychologist, Carol Fuller, told the Times News this week she'll be working with counselors. So she was working with those kids and parents, so that's good. I don't see anything about her being ready, that she had all of her stuff ready to go, up to date, her physical done. We don't know. We don't know. Will this disappearance change parenting in Hawkins? For sure. I'm sure it will. Schools are in such a state of flux and change because of COVID. Kids are struggling a whole lot during this time because of the lack of social connections they had. Makes sense. Doesn't say anything about that physical. Doesn't say anything about those immunizations because it is health records. You have to protect that. That's HIPAA violation to know anything about her health records. And it's also a big problem with CPS to ever expose anything about a open investigation, or a closed one for that matter. It was only June. They still had plenty of time to finish all of that before school started, right? The school system confirmed she was indeed registered. Promise I'm not being argumentative. I have to have those receipts, though. If I don't have the receipts, then it's not true, because I can't go based on blind faith. I have to have that link, right, or something. This guy says, I don't think that would be public record, at least not in my state. Privacy trumps, right? Tennessee is very, very good about making sure that is silent. Not public record, but the school confirmed it. Perfect. See, this is what I need. When, where, and to whom was this confirmed to by the school? The school district released a press statement. Perfect. About a month ago. That's what I need right there. That is what I need. Not that I don't believe people who say things. I just have to have that proof. It better not be public record. Maybe. Okay, wait. I just read that article. That never said that she was actually ready to go. You can be enrolled, ready to start a school day. And I know this because it's happened to me. Listen to me. I was enrolled to start at a specific date, and I did not get a certain vaccine, or something happened. I remember something not going right. And they were like, hey, you need to get this done today. And I remember my mom hauling my ass down there to get some shots that I did not have or something like that. So just because you're enrolled to start on a day does not mean that you were actually confirmed to have all of your shit together. Because I couldn't go back. So that does not mean that she was actually ready to go. Because you can enroll. You can have all that stuff ready. But you got to have those documents by a certain date, right? And again, we're not going to know. People just don't vanish into thin air. So anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because we don't know for a fact. To be registered, they have to have their certificate, and she did. We are on a year-round school here, so she would have started in July. I don't know. Do you have to? Maybe I didn't read that. I mean, you could be totally right. I just let me look. Because I don't want to be wrong. Because I thought you could always enroll. Always. But you just had to have your paperwork turned in within a certain amount of time. Because what if you don't have anybody to give you your physical or your immunizations until a certain date? I'm sure schools work around that a little. I don't know. Let me go back. Sorry, my dogs are being turkeys. The Center for Health and Healthcare in Schools, Tennessee Department of Health. Let's start over. It could be different in Tennessee than where I live too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it totally could be different. I just want to make sure it's right. It's so different here in Canada. Really, Angie? I'm sure y'all are more put together than we are. We did not play it when it came to that in Texas. Right, yeah. No, they were like, take your daughter, to my mom, take your daughter's ass down to that clinic and get her shots. I remember being so pissed off. I was pissed. So, okay, hold on. We're going to go back. Start over. So what you need to know before registering. Okay, that makes sense. What you need to know before registering. You need these things. So look, an official Tennessee certificate of immunization is required for entry into school. For entry into school. Not registration. And is only available from a healthcare provider. Because, guys, I remember my mom taking me another time, or maybe it was my dad. I had to have a certain medication, and I could not take it until those records were there on the first day. Didn't mean I couldn't go to school. It just means that I couldn't go take my medicine. Kids are pre-registered for a certain school, but until everything was complete, they were not enrolled. Thank you. I was enrolled, just had to have the shit done by a certain time. That's really it. You could pre-register. And then they'll send out a letter saying, hey, here's what we need from you. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't say. It just says what you need to know. Age requirements. Immunization requirements. An official Tennessee certificate of immunizations is required for entry into school. Only available from a healthcare provider. Please see our school health services website for a complete list of immunizations. Requirements and forms. Yeah. It just needs that certificate. And everybody else is saying the same thing I am on here. They planned to enroll her. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. Physical examination. Boom. This is the one that I've been looking for this whole freaking time. So this one has physical examination information. Pre-K registration. Excuse me. HCS believes in the power of pre-K. So this is pre-K, okay? You have to have a proof of age affidavit, birth certificate, social security number, official Tennessee certificate of immunization. So you need to know these. Same thing. Physical examination within 1 year of the beginning of the school. Proof of residency. An official Tennessee certificate of immunization is required for entry into school and is only available from a healthcare provider. It's the same thing that we just saw. Does not clarify. Does not clarify. So, I'm going to wrap this up after this, but I want to know what the physical examinations for enrollment. And that's it. That's all we really need, because honestly, what else do we really need to know besides what law enforcement needs to do, which is find out what happened and where is Summer Wells. We pay them to do a job. We pay TBI. We pay taxes. We pay for government benefits for people like Candace and Dawn to make sure that their kids are taken care of because they can't do it. So what happened? What happened here? Where did we fail? We need to know what happened in a sense of the neglect side so that we can hold, first of all, the people around Summer accountable, the people who are professionals accountable if they didn't do everything that they were supposed to do. There's so many layers. There's so much more that we can do just because we don't have Summer's physical body. There are more things we can do. First of all, prevent these two jackals, Dawn and Candace, from ever being around a child again. Maybe having not only a SA offender registry, but a child abuse registry. Or they can go hand in hand and be one big old abuse. Why don't we throw in domestic violence in there too? Anyone who has harmed another person who they were supposed to protect and love and care for. Why not? That's just me. Tennessee School Health Screening Guidelines. Yeah, Grandma too. And why don't we go ahead and try to throw in a bill that says felons cannot, will not, should not ever get involved in any kind of missing children's cases or missing persons cases. Ever. That does not involve their immediate family. How about that too? General Student Health Screening Guidelines. D1. Required health screenings. All students in grades pre-K, kindergarten, 2, 4, 6, and 8 are screened annually. Hearing. They get their hearing screened annually. Blood pressure. Body mass index. Boom. Do you think, and I know that there's some kids that are just damn skinny. My brother was one of them. Ugh. I was not. Me and my sister were not. But he was very, very skinny. I mean, just skinny. Bones sticking out skinny. And he ate like crazy. So, I don't think Summer's BMI looks development-wise on the same path as others. The same rate. I always thought that she was a little delayed in some sense, not just how she looked, but how she acted from what I could see. That's just my opinion. But it just makes me feel like she wasn't developed as much as her peers would be for a 5-year-old. That's just me. Of course, parental and guardian consent to screen has to be established. Confidentiality, HIPAA basically. HIPAA and FERPA. Record keeping. Okay. Post-screening referrals and follow-up. This is the one that I wanted to show you. It is the role of the school nurse to facilitate referral and follow-up services for screenings done at school. School nurses need to be diligent in following up on referrals. And this is pretty much the same thing as like a healthcare provider doing that physical. They're going to do the same things, right? There's a systematic follow-up procedure. Notification to the parent, referral paperwork. If there was like, hey, her hearing is a little delayed, or she might have a problem hearing in her left ear. Here is some information and some referrals to other healthcare providers to get her help or whatever. Yeah, but my wrench, I do agree that SA would not have been found with just a physical, but it could be. Could be. What was this bruise for? Oh, the man held me, kissed me, and gave me a bruise. It's just as an example. So it doesn't necessarily mean it didn't. You know? So maybe the conversation of the bruises and the teeth and the whatever and the lack of communication brought her into another section of, we need to do it a mandated reporter physical evaluation for abuse, because physical healthcare providers can and will do that, especially if they're within, the resources to do so in a hospital. Like maybe it's a part of a hospital or whatever. Hey, CP Cosplay. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. All right, wrapping up. I'm sorry, I got 2 minutes. Vision, hearing, blood pressure, body mass index. Oral health is encouraged. Annual wellness exam, which you have to have if you want to have Medicaid. You will lose your benefits if you're not doing your due diligence as a parent. Vision screening. So this is just giving you all of the information you really need about this specific situation that I feel started her disappearance. What made them have to think about this? Because Don said his biggest fear was he didn't want to go back to prison. Well, neglect and child abuse from a physical at a healthcare provider who has to report it gives me motive. It gives me the thought that is motive. Motive, CPS. Maybe there was something, I'm just going to say it, maybe, allegedly, Summer was sick from something that happened to her from the potential abuse that happened somewhere along the lines. And without a body to prove that sickness, or her health degraded to a point where you couldn't hide it anymore, that's motive. What if Summer Wells was sick? What if she was sick? And I don't mean just sick with a cough. I mean sick. Sick. What if that poor baby was sick? This is my personal opinion. This baby was sick. And if you go look up what takes the lives of 5-year-olds degeneratively, from abuse and neglect, you'll know exactly what I'm hinting at. Google it for yourself because I won't put it on here, but it's heartbreaking. Why would Dawn owe Dobbs money? Who knows? Drugs? Why did Dawn go to Jacksonville or wherever to go hunt down some druggies? They lie. They lie. Thank you, BCD. Hi, sweetheart. I just emailed a pic of Summer to you. Oh, let me look it up before we go. If you think that what I talked about in this live today is very plausible, put a purple heart in the chat. If you think that this is probably not what you would suspect happened to her, put a blue heart. I want to know your thoughts. Because honestly, my theory is very plausible to me. And probable. I did not get your email yet, sweetheart, DCB, but I'll make a little video wrapping up what I did today and give you a shout out. Thank you. Look at all these purple hearts. Wow. Guidance says, same in healthcare. We have constant new education materials required by company as a mandated reporter, no matter what position or status. Dorothy McGuire has blue hearts, but hearts are hearts, so I'm glad you're honest. Well, they do a pretty thorough. There's a lot going on in these. Oh, BCD, yeah. I think I've even heard a few videos of you saying something like that when I was figuring it out myself, and it just broke my heart. I think one day I was in the bathtub. I think I've told my mods this, but I was in the bathtub just kind of praying about Summer and like, just baby girl, tell us where you are, what happened to you. And it was like a vision kind of. I know this is weird, but she like came up to me and goes, okay, I'll tell you. I was sick. And I just, it still breaks my heart thinking about that, because I feel like that's very plausible and it gives motive so that Dawn doesn't and Candace do not have to lose all of their shitty, drug-infested lifestyle and go to jail, go to prison. I always wondered when Candace got the vaccines done in preparation for school. She certainly mentioned it a few times. Yeah, she did, but she never really said. She just said that she was ready to go to kindergarten. Well, maybe they gave her that, Or maybe she's lying. Who knows? We don't know. Oh, Linda, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I work hard for the money, so you
Better treat me right. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Linda. I love Birdcage. It's one of my favorite movies. All right, so I'm trying to find one little thing, and it is BMI. Okay. So they have to have a certain BMI requirement. Wow, has to be a safe place for the child to be weighed and all that stuff. Has to be appropriate. So they have to go by CDC regulations. So does it say anything about abuse or neglect? I'm just going to hit the F. Abuse. Neglect. CPS. Okay, here we go. Sorry. So here's here is what they do when health information, when they have a health concerns list. This is what I found the other day. So in Tennessee, when you work for them, for the school, and or you're doing the exam, there is a health concerns list that is distributed to the school personnel for whom the student's health information might possibly impact the student's educational experience. So let's say there was some neglect going on, CPS was called, they got it rectified, and then she goes to school. They're going to know that this is the situation because that was pertaining to her enrollment. Okay? They're going to know these things. It's recommended that the schools talk to the staff. Even child protective agencies, police, healthcare providers can intervene. Boom. There you go. Boom. So those records will be not only with CPS, but if she, God forbid, let's just say Summer comes back, right? Thank God. And she's here. And she goes to school. All of that shit will be in there at that school. Which I really wish I could say that I feel like that would be a possibility. I really do, but I don't. So there you go. This is the physical, basically. There you go. You're a mandated reporter. Go look that up. Everybody in Tennessee is a mandated reporter, so they would have to say something. Especially at the healthcare facility, which I think is the reason why they called CPS, and that gave, and there was something specific. It wasn't just like, oh, she had some bruises and some bad teeth. I think there was something more sinister and more nefarious where Summer was sick, in my opinion only, and it was going to take those parents down. That's just my opinion. I'm going to catch up with chat and then finally close this live. But thank you guys so much for being here with me. And Evil Exists, shout out. Thank you so much for being here. BCD. There are at least 5 possible ways it could have went down. One is the truth. You ain't lying. They had their own trafficking doctor, says Queen of the Heart, Charnel. Maybe. Don owed Jackie Dobbs his surety bond back. Scott's friend that he started channel with had peace on her show, and this woman was researching and she pulled all documents up in real time. Do not tell me that was JTKF or whatever, because we ain't going there. I've reported that to a majority of CCs. I wrote up report and gave the link and sent it to everyone. Wow. Awesome. I think Reverend Donna said Summer was sick too and that she wouldn't live but a couple more years. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get a picture yet. But you know what? I'm going to wrap this up and make a little small video like of what I said, what I think happened. And then I'll put that picture in and shout out to Homegirl. Romero, hi. Her front teeth were bad, yes. Trauma to the mouth, yeah. But, you know what I mean. Her teeth were degrading. They were graying. They were dying. That's going to rot, you know. All right, guys. BCD, again, thank you. Evil Exists, thank you for stopping by. Linda, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You are the bomb. Yes, please always know that even if I get heated, even if I talk a little smack from time to time, everybody is welcome. I do not mean any harm or drama here. I just want the truth, and I want to bring these babies justice. That's all I want. Again, drink your water. Take care of yourself. Hug your babies. Hug your grandbabies. Hug your fur babies. Then hug yourself again. And then take one more sip of water. And then sign up for my next live, which is at 3:30, regarding Cassie Carly and the wretched Marcus Panavalo, the ex. And let's go through the documents of the custody battle. because you're going to see just how much of an entitled, spoiled little brat tyrant that man is. Have a good one, guys. Thank you for being